People always say humiliation burns more than heartbreak, but I never understood that until the night my wife destroyed my dignity in front of her entire family. What she didn't know was that the same night she tried to break me. I had already set in motion a plan that would break her entire world. And the moment she realized what I did, her face turned pale enough to silence the whole room. It happened at her family's annual dinner, one of those fancy, loud gatherings where everyone tries to look richer and happier than they actually are. My wife insisted we go early, dressed me carefully, told me to behave, and reminded me not to embarrass her. That should have been my first warning. When we arrived, her family greeted her with hugs, jokes, and smiles. Me? I barely got a nod. They never considered me good enough for their perfect daughter, even though I paid for most of their bills behind the scenes, helped her brothers get jobs, and even loaned her father money he never repaid. But I stayed quiet, for her. As the night went on, my wife became different. Loud, bold, mocking. She made jokes about me being slow, how I wasn't ambitious, how she basically carried this marriage. Her family laughed. They loved it. It made them feel superior. Then her cousin asked, half joking, "So how are things at home? You still acting like a saint?" Before I could answer, my wife slammed her glass down and said loud enough for the entire dining area to hear, "He's so clueless he didn't even notice I've been seeing someone with real ambition." The whole table gasped. I felt the room spin. Her mother covered her mouth. Her sister whispered, "Oh my God!" Her father laughed, and said, "Well, son, guess she finally upgraded." I sat frozen. The humiliation was so sharp it almost felt physical. My wife stared at me proudly, like she expected me to scream, break, collapse in front of them. Instead, I stood up calmly and said, "You're right. I didn't notice your affair. But you didn't notice something far more important." She frowned. "What are you talking about?" I looked at her father first. "That loan you thought I forgot? Check your email." Then at her brother. "That job you think you earned? Check the HR notice tomorrow morning." Then finally at my wife. "And as for you, check your bank account." Confusion spread across her face. She opened her phone. Her eyes widened. Then she screamed. Because every cent she'd saved, every allowance I gave her, every luxury she bought using our joint account, was gone. Legally transferred. To me. "What did you do?" she shouted, standing up so fast her chair fell over. I pulled out the folder I'd been carrying since the moment I discovered her affair 3 weeks earlier. "I did exactly what the law says a faithful husband can do when his wife commits adultery," I said. "I separated all marital assets. You own nothing. You contributed nothing. And now, you get nothing." Her family stared at me, stunned. But I wasn't finished. I took out another document and placed it on the table, the property transfer agreement. The house, the one her family bragged about to everyone, was now solely under my name. She had signed something she didn't even read months ago, thinking it was a routine update. Her father yelled, "You tricked her." I turned to him calmly. "No. I protected myself from people who take advantage of me." The room went dead silent. My wife started crying, shaking, grabbing my arm. "Please, please don't leave me. I was stupid. I didn't mean what I said. It was just a joke, please." But she didn't apologize when she thought she had power. She didn't beg when she humiliated me. She only broke when she realized I stood up for myself. I gently removed her hand from my arm. "I'm done," I said. "You wanted to embarrass me in front of your family? Now they know exactly who ruined this marriage." I walked out while her relatives whispered, argued, and stared at her like a stranger they never really knew. Later that night, I received a text from her sister. "You did the right thing. She needed this." My revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't violent. It wasn't cruel. It was simply giving her the life she chose. A life without me. A life without my support. A life without the stability she always took for granted. And as I sat alone in my new apartment, watching the city lights, I finally felt something I hadn't felt in years. Peace.